Hey everyone, my name is X, and the story about the name is a story for another day. But for those of you who know me, I am a 37-year-old call center professional slash professional cosplayer, for lack of a better word, and occasional photo hobbyist, and I also help run Ranger Wiki, Kamen Rider Wiki, and I am a huge geek. But the reason that I wanted to kind of do a video today is because I have come upon really terrible hair for today, but also I guess resolutions, you could call them, but they're not really resolutions. It's just that I wanted to kind of start off on a new path for myself, and doing that I wanted to have like kind of a starting point. So here goes. There are basically 4 things I'd like to do. I'm not a resolutions guy in any sense of the word. What I want to be able to do right now is do 4 things for myself that will kind of improve my outlook in life. And yeah, it's a completely different thing from what I've been doing before, and this is something that I'm doing for myself for a change, I think. Yeah, like I said, they're not New Year's resolutions per se, but what I just want to do is kind of know where I started, and this is where I'd be starting. It is the 22nd of January, 2020, and we'll see where it goes from here. So the first thing that I want to do is go back to the gym. Now, I used to go to the gym. I used to be a stick thin guy, like back, way back. I used to be crazy stick thin, but I kind of changed that for myself just before I entered college. So in college I was pretty, I wouldn't call myself athletic, but I built my strength up and I became this really big guy. Quitting the gym though, because I got really busy, means that I would put a lot of weight on, and I did, like a lot. Now last year I lost a lot of weight intentionally, because I got like really chubby cheeks. But you know, I also wanted to do Doctor Strange, and as a cosplay rather, and a lot of like internet comments kind of said that I was too fat to play Doctor Strange. So I was like, okay, sure, let's lose all the water weight then. And I did, but also I got sick, so you know, it kind of went off the rails. I lost weight intentionally and then unintentionally, and it just became this crazy weird train of just, you know, continuing to lose weight. But now that I'm better, because that was like in the middle of last year, I am in a balance of where I used to look and what I want to look like. And I feel like I got a whole body reset, and I'm gonna be able to do things over again. And getting this reboot is not something that a lot of people get blessed with. I'm not saying blood poisoning is a blessing, but it certainly worked for me. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is, now that I don't have a gut, because I used to have a gut, and now that I'm basically back to square one, which is a good thing for me, I'm going to try and be better fit. But this time, not just to build strength, I just want to look good. And I know that's a really shallow goal for some people, but I am a cosplayer, and I want to be able to do cosplay stuff more, and maybe, I don't know, open a Patreon or whatever. And so that's something that I'm really looking forward to as a goal. I want to hotify myself. That's the goal. So, I've been throwing around a bunch of hashtags like Ranger Fit and body positivity and all of that stuff. But basically, all I want to do right now is look better for myself and for my cosplays, and who knows what comes off of that. And be aware, I'm not a conservative guy. Anyway, but yeah, number 2, I would like to grow a beard. Thing with me is I do have facial hair. It's not super evident, but I have some over here, and I'd like to kind of cultivate that and have better hair. I don't know if I'll be growing my hair out. I've been playing around with the idea of growing my hair out. I mean, my main character is Aquaman, so if I do grow a beard and grow my hair, I might do that at the same time. But for now, just the beard is the focus, and I want to just kind of get out of the patchy, what do you call this, section of time that my beard is in now. Number 3, I'd like to focus on grooming. The thing with me is I'm a very hairy person, and I need to manage that. That's one thing. So I know Filipinos aren't super into talking about manscaping, but if you don't think that you need to manscape, you probably do. If you don't think you need masculine hygiene, you probably do. So those are things that I want to focus on as well. And the 4th thing that I wanted to do, this is not something I'm super committed to, but this is what I'm doing now, which is I'm recording my sort of progress or life. The other thing is that I want to be able to talk about stuff like who I am, who I used to be. I'm making up for a lot of stuff, and I'm learning a lot of things. I've been learning a lot of things in the past couple of years, and I'd like to kind of share what I've been picking up on. And also talk about who I am as a person. Sexuality is a big part of me, and it's been it's either ignored or invalidated. I am bisexual. Some people choose to sideline that part of me, and I don't agree with that, and I'd like to kind of sort of lean into that and validate that, not just for myself, but for every other bisexual person, real bisexual person out there. So far I've met like 3 in my life, honestly, the real ones, and I'd like to talk more about how that exists. I'd like to talk about race and how white Asians exist. Hello, Power Ranger Samurai, that's white Asians exist there, and Frozen 2, white Asians exist. So these are things that I'd like to talk about. I'd like to talk about friendship. I'd like to talk about depression. I'd like to talk about so many things, and these are things that I'd like to share with you guys. And I feel like, how they say, be the person you would have liked to have as a child, or growing up. And I feel like if somebody had been in my position and been able to talk about these things, it might have helped me a lot growing up. I'm not saying I would trade all my life experiences for another version of me. I'm sure in the multiverse out there, which is another thing I'd like to talk about, I'm sure that there's a version out there that had all this support system and whatever when they were growing up. But I'd like to be that for certain segments of people. I like to talk about cosplay and how how it's for everyone but not for everyone, and it's kind of hard to decide which is which sometimes. And I'd like to talk about having a difficult time in relationships and how some people have a hard time building relationships, be it friendships or love. These are things that I'd like to talk about in the future, and hopefully I get to talk about them here in this channel. I'm not really intending for it to be a big thing. I just wanna, you know, maybe make this kind of like a diary of sorts and just talk about real world stuff, and maybe bring some of my friends over to talk about things that are important to them as well, and you know, just kind of validate everyone's real life situations, and let people know that they're not alone, they're not by themselves, but you know, we are, and I am by myself right now, and it's something that I need to come to terms with. And maybe one of the ways I can do that is by doing this, talking to myself over video. Well, technically to whoever is watching, but you know, it's a way to maybe cope. Yeah, I hope you guys can join me as I, you know, go through with this new chapter of my life. There's a whole bunch of sections of me that have been rebooted. My social media life was rebooted a couple of years ago. My body has been rebooted this last year. My mind has been rebooted. There's so many things. I am not the same person as I was last year, and I was not the same person I was the year before that. I was not the same person I was the year before that. And everyone keeps changing, and everybody's fighting battles that we don't know about, and maybe I just want to kind of share what mine are, and I don't know, maybe find some kinship with people who are experiencing the same things. So there, I hope you guys are patient with me, because like I said, that last part, I want to do it, I'm not 100% sure I can commit to it. The first 3 things though, which I'm doing for myself, those I'm committed to. Going to the gym is already committed to for an entire year, so I'm gonna have to do that. I've already signed up with coaches, which means that people will be in charge of building a better me, physically speaking, which is good because I am a lazy ass guy, and for me to get to a place I want physically, I need that, you know, iron hand, I guess. So wish me luck as well. And to everyone who's watching, if you have any ideas about what you might want me to talk about myself, I'm right now kind of an open book. I'm not saying that I will talk about anything and everything, but I will try to at least touch on stuff that you'd like to know about, in terms of myself or in terms of my experiences, and maybe how we can relate. Anyway, it's so good to, you know, get all of this out on video, and I hope to hear from you guys, and hopefully we get more videos. And yeah, that's about it.